Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am Danny Ackerman of the Danni app, and you might see some changes tonight. How appropriate based on kind of what I'm going to be talking about. Sometimes this stuff can kind of just catch us off guard, and we won't be expecting it, but we got to go with it. So this is cool. So some of you are saying you can't hear. I would encourage you to make sure you don't have a bunch of open tabs, that you close down any browser windows you're not using. That kind of helps with your bandwidth issues and helps the show come through effectively. And we've got Sean in the house. Sean is actually one of the Spreecast employees who's here to kind of make sure things are going smoothly. So everybody say hi to Sean. And good time to give your feedback on stuff. There you go. I'm sure he's taking notes. I'm wearing your favorite color. Awesome. It's funny. I broke out like my long sleeves because it was cold this morning. And by the time I came home from the auction, yes, I was bad. I went to the auction today. It was in the 80s. So it's a little warm in here now, but that's okay. It's all good. And I've got my windows pulled up here where they're supposed to be so I can follow along. Okay, there we go. And you guys are still, some of you are saying you can't hear, and that maybe April can put a little post in there, remind people to refresh. Refresh. Oh, Beth, I don't know, what did you say before I told you what? You guys are talking too fast. I can't follow along in the chat and keep talking to you too. So you'll have to forgive me if I miss things here and there. All right. So those that are new to the show, we get together here every Sunday night at 5 o'clock live on Spreecast. And we go over the good, the bad, and the utterly, basically. We talk about a little bit of everything here, show you some scores and some cool stuff that I bought this week that's going to be going up, and all the announcements of the industry. You can also find the replays over on my YouTube channel where we put the segments of the show, so you can replay any part of it you want and go find out what you missed. If you missed something, if you couldn't hear for a little bit and you want to catch up and hear what I said, you can go on over to YouTube, usually in a day or two. Yep. All right. So with that, and April, did you get the YouTube channel put up there for everybody? I didn't. There we go. I see it. Has things changed? Oh, there we go. I'm kind of waiting for April to catch up with me. Oh, we can't put it on the screen anymore? Are you sure about that? We can't put it on the screen anymore. Oh, no. Sean, we can't put our links up on the screen anymore. This is not good. Oh, it's, okay, so Martha's saying it's up there. Well, we can't see it. That is odd. That is odd. So, okay, so changes. Some of you see it, some of you don't. Okay, this ought to make it interesting. So lots of feedback there. Okay, some of you see it, some of you don't. Those of you who see it, which browser are you on? I'm on Firefox. I don't see it. Chrome, Safari, Chrome. Joyce says she can't see or hear. Chrome, Firefox. Okay. You guys, okay. Okay, so I'm thinking that they can see it in Chrome and can't see it in Firefox on the screen. So, okay, so changes. All right, Sean, April, you guys can handle that part. No, can't see it in Chrome. Oh, it's just a mess. We'll run with it. We'll go with it, guys. Before I forget, I need to let you know that this segment is brought to you by our friends at what used to be Outright.com, which is now GoDaddyOnlineBookkeeping.com. Oh, boy, I wish they'd go back to just Outright.com, but who am I to say anything here? But anyway, it's the same great service, same great company, with the same great accounting stuff that you need for your business. And you can get it for free. Of course, I love the pro version because it will keep your data for years and years. The free version will only keep it for a year. So there's the big difference. But if you just want a year's worth of data, why not have it working for you behind the scenes, keeping track of all your income, expenses, profit, losses, all that good stuff. Looks like Sean is working on some stuff as we speak. As we speak. All right, let's hope the next link we put up, well, we didn't see the outright link. So, I don't know. We're just going to go with it tonight, guys. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this whole sky is falling mentality, shall we? Those of you who are out on Facebook probably see in numerous groups, because there's a lot of groups related to e-commerce out there, there is a lot of talk about, oh gosh, the rolling blackouts and no sales and things aren't showing and all of this stuff. And it is really easy, I will tell you, to feed into that, isn't it? Oh, and so many of you can't hear, and I'm so bummed that you can't hear. So hopefully Sean is working on that. Sorry, guys. Yep, it'll be on the recording, hopefully. All right, so there's no such thing as rolling blackouts, you guys. There's no such thing as well, let me rephrase that. There is such a thing as certain listings being not so much suppressed as they just don't come up to what the other items that match a buyer's search criteria are bringing up. And this is a lot to do with Cassini. It's a lot to do with search engines in general, because while the big news has been all about eBay and Cassini and how that's affecting us, did you guys know that Google's going through a major change? Has anybody been aware of this? That Google is totally changing? Oh, yes. There's this little thing. Now, Google picks all these cute little names for their search engine things. I don't even remember what our last one, they come up with these. Anyway, there's this new, it's called Hummingbird. This is going to be their new search engine algorithm. And it is really changing things, and it's going to change things for us on eBay as well. So they don't make big, huge announcements like eBay. They don't talk about having a whole bunch of people working on this stuff. They just do it. They just do it. They're Google. They get to. So not only has Cassini come into play, but Google's changing things. And that's going to change things for us as e-commerce sellers. So we have to be on top of this. We have got to figure out how best to get things out there to our customers, or we're not going to show up. So there's this other little thing happening, which is that, well, I mean, they've opened back up now, but there was a government shutdown for 2 weeks. I mean, pretty hard to avoid that, even if you don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. I don't read newspapers, but I'm on Facebook, okay? So anytime there's something big, major happening in the world, you're going to get things through your email. You're going to get Facebook posts about it. You're going to know. So, yeah, the government shut down. And that was, we've heard it threatened many times, but this was the first time in 17 years that the government has actually shut down. This had hundreds of thousands of people out of work. And as if that wasn't bad enough, it put out this air of fear in the consumers. People are genuinely anxious, to put it lightly, about what is going to happen to their money. They don't know. Nobody knows. We've got the whole healthcare system in a flux. Nobody knows what their insurance premiums are going to go up to. So there is this real state of discomfort in the entire country that really affects retail sales. And I think most of you probably are selling in a product range that really caters to that middle class buyer, you know, that family that isn't poor but isn't rich and works hard to get by, you know, and they have to really watch what it is they buy. And yeah, they want to buy stuff, they want to, you know, they want to get stuff and fill their house, but they're afraid. People are afraid to spend money this fourth quarter. So what this is going to do, guys, it's going to make for a slow fourth quarter. And even eBay is saying, hold on, it's going to be a rough fourth quarter. This was announced when they announced their third quarter earnings that just recently happened. And they're not anticipating a very good fourth quarter. It is what it is. And so we can do one of two things. We can throw in the towel and say, this isn't working and I've got to go do something else. Or we get creative, we buckle down, and we do what we have to do to get through it. Because there's been other times throughout the years that stuff like this has affected the consumer buying habits, and we've gotten through it. And here we are, okay? So we may have to list more. We may have to list bigger item stuff because there is a demographic that isn't really worrying about their money. There's a demographic out there that has money to spend. Or get creative, guys. People are spending money on things that are functional, that are things they need for the house, things they need for the kids. So look at your niche and see what it is you can sell that caters to that. You know, start getting really creative, really creative. And yay, SpreePast is working on our problem. Yippee! I'm so glad they're here tonight. So there was a chart for the third quarter earnings, and this was put out by Channel Advisor, and April's got the link there in the chat. And so the top category for growth for third quarter, guys, home and garden. Home and garden. So what is included in home and garden? That is all that stuff that people need to cook with, that people decorate their house with, that people put things together for the holidays with. It's just a lot of stuff. So start thinking, what is it within your niche that fits into that category? Because people are buying that. That is on the upswing, okay? Home and garden. Yay! Yeah, I know. Luna's in home and garden, big time. Okay, but if you're not in, if you don't have something in your niche that's home and garden, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll find something for you because, of course, computer, cell phones, you know, those are always up there. We're not going to worry about those. But then we've got clothes, shoes, accessories, jewelry, and here's the one, Daryl, this one applies to you. Collectibles is up. Collectibles, not so much antiques, but collectibles is a category that's on the rise. Yeah, so there you go. Health and beauty and toys, all of those are still in a fairly strong growth pattern. So the buyers are out there. They're there. They just might not be buying some of the things that you're listing. So it's time to really look at, if you've got stuff that's not selling, fix it. Look around, figure out what is selling, and work on that, okay? That's how you get through this. The other thing is people love to see a lot of value. Bundles are a fantastic way, and I know you've heard this on every podcast and everything, and you hear it a lot in relation to Amazon and getting an edge, but you can do this on eBay too. Bundle, 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 because when you lot stuff together, it makes people feel like they are getting much more for their money, even if it's still priced high. So if you put a few things together and you raise the price up to where it would be if you were doing them individually, but people feel like they're getting more for their money, and that's what people want. So Miriam says sales are up. You guys know Miriam is shoes, Blue Frog shoes. She got clothing, shoes, and accessories. People are not going to stop buying clothes, shoes, and accessories. In fact, as things get tighter, People go to the secondhand market for those things to save money. So I can see where Miriam's sales are up. Sherry does a lot of Disney items. And Disney falls in that collectibles. Disney is just something people are never going to stop buying Disney stuff. And I would bet, Sherry, how are your international sales? How are your international sales? And that's another thing, you guys. I encourage you, if you are not selling international, it is time. It is time to step out of your comfort zone and open up your stores to the world, because they don't have the money problems that America has right now. So our stuff looks really enticing to them. Really enticing. Yeah. I'm hoping Sherry can hear me. So maybe somebody can type in there and ask Sherry how much of her selling is international for her Disney. Yo, international is huge. I am shipping way more international orders than I am domestic right now. Big time. Yep. And I know I'm not listing the right stuff. So here's another thing you guys can do. I know sometimes it's painful to list stuff at auction for a lot less than you know it should sell for, but it is definitely a way to keep money flowing. You can, start, and for instance, if something is worth $50, if you have enough profit in it and you're not going to lose money and you can start it at $19.95, I would recommend get traffic flowing that way. Have one or two of those loss leaders that are really drawing traffic. And if you're really, really courageous, start some stuff at like $9.95 that's worth a lot more. Generally, they don't end down there because they're worth so much more. And as long as you have that historically that things sell in a certain price range, go ahead and draw the traffic in that way and get those things going. But if you get offers and they are still profitable for you, I would encourage you to take those offers as well and go by that can't go broke, making a profit thing. I'm telling you guys, keep the money flowing. Cassini will love that you're keeping the money flowing. Your buyers will love that you're keeping the money flowing, and you'll keep the money flowing. Yes. And I tell you, I've been bad. I have not been listing like I should with all the travel and everything, so my sales are down. But it's my fault. What is that? Like Blake Shelton does this thing. My fault. Lots of customers paying full price and ignoring best offer. Yes, there are people with money out there, guys. We just have to bring them in with the right stuff. Yep. Since some of your Beth talking about paying for international exposure, all that. I have not done that. My international sales are fine without doing that, so I haven't done that. But it is an option. Definitely an option. Yeah. All right. So the sky is not falling. We will get through this tough time in our economy once again. And here's another thing, you guys. Another little thing. I know we're running over on this segment. So if things were not looking up for eBay, do you think for 1 second John Donahoe would have passed by his offer to go over and be CEO of Microsoft? Did you guys catch that news? John Donahoe has chosen to stay with eBay. He has been romanced heavily for the last couple of months to be the CEO of Microsoft, and he is turning it down. If eBay were in trouble, if eBay foresaw slow sales continuing and no growth, do you think he would have stayed? Nah, he's staying. Oh, you be nice. Actually, John has done a tremendous amount for eBay, a tremendous amount. Let's just say when he took over eBay, it was just about dead. So he has not only revived it, he's revived it in a big way, and it's only going to get stronger. So I'm happy that we have John Donahoe. He's done a fantastic job. Yep, and he's a good guy. If you guys haven't met him in person, he's genuinely a good guy. I've met him several times in many different settings, and him and Devin Wenning, who, consequently, you guys, you need to go over and wish Devin a happy birthday over on his Facebook page. It's Devin Wenning's birthday. He is the the president of eBay.com. He's actually our guy. He's our guy. Oh, he won't be in Hayes. No, no, unfortunately. I wish Joyce. It's too bad you couldn't get Devin in Hayes. He's the guy.
Who let them cows out? Moo, moo, moo.